It's cold out here and I feel lonely. Oh no, the time can move so slowly. And in the distance I hear voices. Are they real or are they in my head? I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And now I feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. And now I feel alive. So many times they try to change me, and every time it drives me crazy. And all the good times we had saved me. Are they real or are they in my head? I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And now I feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. And now I feel alive.
Sabes que ese día que te conocí, le doy gracias a mis ángeles por traerte a mí. Eres la estrella que me alumbra mi oscuridad, me haces soñar y me haces pensar en ti. Y yo te quiero cumplir todos tus sueños y sí, te quiero atrapar, te quiero amar con todo mi ser. Y tú luego vas a ver que tú tienes el poder de hacerme feliz, salir adelante. Wanna know more about you, got a lot of work to do. You keep me thinking about you, so you know this love is true. Wanna know more about you, I got a lot of love for you. And every day and every night, you know I got you on my mind. You are my fire that burns bright. You know this life's about you and I. You know that I'm gonna try, cause you are my light. You know I wanna make you mine. Te quiero cumplir todos tus sueños y sí, te quiero atrapar, te quiero amar con todo mi ser. Y tú luego vas a ver que tú tienes el poder de hacerme feliz, salir adelante. Wanna know more about you, got a lot of work to do. You keep me thinking keep me thinking about you. So you know this love is true. Wanna know more about you. I got a lot of love for you. And every day and every night, you know I got you on my mind.
Yo, listen, oi. Run that again, I'm shelling them. Flow galactic, cool man Bellingham. Man, I got love in Krakow and Birmingham. The gal love me, but I keep hurting them. I'm a twat, got the chat. Bit of this and bit of that. I'll run up in your yard with a Polish lads. By the time we're done, it won't be your flat, like flat. Tire, jet, flyer. Man marking a tart in a raid Maguire. Hardest skis in the game, Dan Dyer. I got loads of heat like a shit hairdryer. And again, I'm a big game player. Fly your sister out to Marbella. Treat her nice to a vampire and a Chardonnay and a pack of Stella. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Best dressed in a rave like got one. Nah, I ain't got a wife, but I want one. Pink sweets and a dance might pop one. Aye, this one loud is kicking. That one's fine like parking tickets. Chatter up like what's your digits? Off the goose, forgot my lyrics. Getting silly at the function. 2 pints of beer and my brain can't function. Drive fast, don't stop at the junction. It's P, I don't need introduction. Yo, they already know what I'm on. Won't slow down, babe, I just carry on. I make tunes for the gal and tunes for the guns. We make it pop off every single time that we're on. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some.
Would you be fine if I leave by the time the sun is out? I cannot be a better show, I will be fine. Just let me go.
Wanna pretend that we know it all. Wanna pretend that we know that's all that for this. For this, we know that we know. Wanna pretend that we know that's all
It's cold out here and I feel lonely. Don't know the time can move so slowly. And in the distance I hear voices. Are they real or are they in my head? I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And now I feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. And now I feel alive. So many times they try to change me, and every time it drives me crazy. And all the good times we had saved me. Are they real or are they in my head? I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And I'm lovesick. You got me lovesick. And now I feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. Feel alive. And now I feel alive.
Sabes que ese día que te conocí, le doy gracias a mis ángeles por traerte a mí. Eres la estrella que me alumbra mi oscuridad, me haces soñar y me haces pensar en ti. Y yo te quiero cumplir todos tus sueños y sí, te quiero atrapar, te quiero amar con todo mi ser. Y tú luego vas a ver que tú tienes el poder de hacerme feliz, salir adelante. Wanna know more about you, got a lot of work to do. You keep me thinking about you, so you know this love is true. Wanna know more about you, I got a lot of love for you. And every day and every night, you know I got you on my mind. You are my fire that burns bright. You know this life's about you and I. You know that I'm gonna try, cause you are my light. You know I wanna make you mine. Te quiero cumplir todos tus sueños y sí, te quiero atrapar, te quiero amar con todo mi ser. Y tú luego vas a ver que tú tienes el poder de hacerme feliz, salir adelante. Wanna know more about you, got a lot of work to do. You keep me thinking about you, so you know this love is true. Wanna know more Keep me thinking about you, so you know this love is true. Wanna know more about you. I got a lot of love for you, and every day and every night, you know I got you on my mind.
Yo, listen, oi. Run that again, I'm shelling them. Flow galactic, cool man Bellingham.
They said this wouldn't last. And they were wrong. Every late night, every lost match, every moment you doubted yourself. It was all building to this. Welcome to the new ring.
The spray is good, dark matter with a perfect spray. From Jersey, you get the ace. 5 guys take season 1 of the Empress.
And hello everyone, we are back here on Empress, and honestly, that first match was a really good one today, and we have a new caster today. Everyone please welcome Ender. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Hi guys, glad to be on.
Now, today we have a very interesting game. On our first match we had Group A, honestly, yes, and now we move on to Group B with our number 1 in the group, Infinite Zero, against Kuru, the number 3 standing. Now, I don't know if you know a lot about this, but this is looking like a pretty interesting match. Infinite Zero so far up 2-0, and then Kuru is 1-1. So if Kuru win this, they tie up in score. Now, I don't know about win rounds to lose, but this is going to be a pretty interesting match, honestly, though. What do you think?
Yeah, I think looking at the round differential, Kuru at about a +12, where Infinite Zero are at a +10. So I think these teams are pretty even. On the side of Kuru, I think they do have some good mid-rounding, some good ideas. So I'm interested to see how this matchup plays out.
Honestly, same. And if I'm being honest, last time I saw Infinite Zero, they were playing pretty well. Honestly, they did well for themselves, and honestly, I think they can probably pull out a win here. But we will see what does happen. Honestly,
We will.
and here's the head-to-head. We have Zion for Infinite Zero and Gatu for Kuru. And now looking at these stats, it looks pretty close-ish, except for headshot percentage. There's a little bit of a clear difference, and I guess KD, but that's not really much. Gatu does have a little bit higher of an ACS with 242 with Zion's 229, but it does look like Zion has a higher KD and headshot percentage, which could mean a lot here for Infinite Zero to bring it out against Kuru. What do you think is going to happen in the rest of this?
I think these two are definitely going to be going at it. Two really good aimers on both sides of these teams. So I'm excited to see these two go at it. Really put on a display for us.
Alrighty. I couldn't agree more. So now, and here are the pick'em results with Infinite Zero at a 70% pick rate with Kuru at 30. Wow. That is crazy. 26 picks to 11. I think it's kind of clear what the audience is, well, what they're wanting to see win.
Yeah, it's looking like a bit of a wash from the fans.
I couldn't agree more. And here we are with the map picks. We got Haven as a ban from Infinite Zero. I can't tell if the thing's loading or not. Yep, there you go. A little bit of an issue. Breeze is banned from Kuru. Split is our first map for Infinite Zero, with Kuru picking defense. Sunset is Kuru's pick, with Infinite Zero also picking defense. And if we need to, Ascent will be our decider. Still don't know what side is going to happen, but we will see what happens in this match. So after seeing these maps, what do you kind of hope to see with all these plays and all?
I think both sides are we have a really good, interesting map pool. I think Split going into Split, I really like to see Double Duelist. I think Double Duelist is really good on this map. Could also see a Sage come out. A lot of things you can do with Split, a lot of different ideas. So I'm interested to see the theories these two teams come out with on this map.
And alrighty, and here we are on the agent select. It looks like Kuru have two duelists, like you were saying. I think that is Neon and Raze, if I'm pretty sure, with the Omen, Fade, and I believe Chamber. And it looks like Infinite Zero might be also doing a double duelist with the same Raze. No, it doesn't look like it. They're going to be running double controller here. It's very interesting.
I mean, I do understand the Viper pick. Viper's just tried and true on this map. Stood the test of time, 3 years of changes. I feel like Viper is kind of a must-have on this map. I am interested in that Chamber pick we're seeing on the side of Kuru that they're hovering. There's a lot of ideas you could definitely have playing around the Chamber and the Neon and the Rays. So could shake up to be an interesting match here.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm also a little interested in the Sky pick because we have the Fade on Kuru for the intel, but Sky is a little more rough for trying to get intel, but it does help the team a lot more for the side of Infinite Zero. So we will see what happens into this match.
Yeah, the Sky, I think she's very good for aggressive takes. This map is really about exploding into space and being able to quickly take control around the map. So I think Sky is good for getting her Raze in, getting her Omen into situations. And I think she's overall better for team fight situations. So definitely not surprised to see the Sky pick.
Mm-hmm. That is fair to say. Fair to say. Also, do like to point out, the Chamber pick is very interesting on Kuru because usually you would want probably a different Sentinel, almost like almost anything else, really, for this type of map, maybe. But I think this Chamber pick can honestly be pretty good, especially with that whatever it was called to hold sites and all. But I guess it's not bad for a type of thing like this, but it is very questionable in this type of style. So
yep, just have to wait and see.
We will see. Okay. Looks like we are having some issues a little bit. So while we wait, we're gonna find out what's happening, and we will see you in a few minutes. And we are back. Sorry for the issues. Now we are back on this agent select. I'm going to assume that's going to look basically the exact same thing here. And yep, it definitely looks like it so far. Oh, what are the issues there?
A little bit of technical difficulties.
Still a little difficulties, but we will see what happens. But we are going to assume that it's the same agent select here. Let's see. The neon.
Oh, it looks like a jet hover. Nope, we're moving back to rays.
But yeah, overall, these are definitely the same comps. And it looks like we're going to get into this a little faster than we expected, which is fine. Oh, we have a jet hover?
Jet hover on the side of Infinite Zero.
Maybe it will be different. Whoa. What are these? Gil is just being a little trolly right now. Okay.
I think they're just messing with us.
Yeah, it looks like Zion is on the Viper. We'll see if we're just waiting on Shoko and Posted to see what they select. Now, they are not hovering what they originally Posted was. I don't remember what Posted was originally. I think it was Vice that they were hovering.
I believe
originally.
He was hovering the Vice.
So I'm kind of interested on why the decision to change to this jet and agent select, or maybe it was the entire plan the entire time, but we will see. Anyways, enough about the thing. So while we wait, Ender, why don't you, since you're new here, why don't you tell the people watching about yourself a little bit?
I am a flex player on Zenith. Currently 3-0 in Dismiss. Just beat Team Soul 2-1.
Holy plug.
Hopefully we keep the undefeated streak going. But yeah, first time casting, super excited to start this match. We do get the jet lock on the side of Infinite Zero, so we are seeing double duelists on both sides. Typically, you don't see a jet on this map. However, I believe if you do have good theory behind it, jet could definitely take over a map. So we'll definitely see how that plays out.
Yeah. And I've heard, Infinite Zero are starting on the attack side. So maybe they want to take the advantage here on this side of Kuru's side pick. And let's look at all these buys right now. It does look like we are going to have some interesting fights here. Ghost. Looks like Post is running a classical jet. Jet move. And here we are into the pistol with all of Infinite Zero towards the A site here. I got two and late registration are holding ramp. Not much to do. Infinite Zero do see late registration, but what they see go to? No! Teleports away. Inky! Does he kill late registration? No, he does not, but he manages to deal a lot of damage. Throwing the nade, entering screens here. Can he get one? Kuru have no idea. Oh my god! What? Inky gets one, but he didn't know Angelism was behind him. This is very interesting. And this is looking really bad for the side of Infinite Zero. Because now they are all pinched and spread out. Gilly gets late registration. Gilly gets SRG. Now it's a 2v2. Angelism is low as well. Gilly, no idea where they are. Finds one and gets four!
Wow. Yeah, interesting round. I think I did like the idea of re-clearing that ramp space from Kuru, but I think the Neon was just slightly too far ahead, and I think that ended up costing them in the end. Great shots from on the side of Gilly, though, being able to clean up the round for them.
Wow, that was very much of a shocker. And it looks like on this buy round, Inky is buying a rifle, a Phantom here for this. Now, we'll see if that pays off a lot for the side of Infinite Zero. It looks like we are going to have Infinite Zero go towards the B site here. And it is their weaker site. So if they just manage to kill Toaster, they can basically get the site for free. Angelism seems to be backing out. Kuru are going to hear the Sky Flash. So how will they respond? Looks like we have the dog going out, clearing the site, sees Toaster, and they're backing away. They made pressure. And what's this? On mid, Zion gets got to! And late registration! Beautiful work from Zion. And it looks like Kuru are realizing that they are rotating and it's a bit slow, so they're gonna realize that it's on the A site. And SRG spots 2, but doesn't manage to take a shot, doesn't want to swing out and lose anyone else. Angelism stuck in mid. Will he be able to get away? Yes, they will. Zion is still in this mid site, probably playing for a late flank. All of Kuru is towards the A site now, and looks like this is a very tough situation for on the area of screens here. Toaster smokes off main. Gilly gets SRG. Toaster goes down, but Posa was a trade, and Infinite Zero in dominant fashion kind of saved a lot of their weapons here, which is pretty good. And now they get to bring this rifle into the next round.
Yeah, Zion with the great lurk up mid there is able to get 2, practically won them the round, being able to just take that mid space from them. And you saw how slow the rotate was now that from Angelism, as he had to worry about those mid lurks.
Yes, indeed. And now it looks like we're gonna have a bit of a rough time for Infinite Zero. So let's see if Kuru actually managed to win this round to get one of the board and not lose as many rifles as they hope they will. It looks like Infinite Zero are going for a really fast mid push. Gatu gets flashed, not able to fully dodge it, and Infinite Zero are so pushed up this mid area. Inky does get Gatu. Will he get Toaster? No, he doesn't. Toaster gets 2, Posted and Inky. Gilly runs out of ammo. Has to back out, but late registration is there. Angelism does go down as well, and making it a 2v2. Bomb is down towards the sewer, but it does look like Zion is going to pick it back up and head towards the A site. But Kuru do realize that it is towards A. Trying to play slow here. They've lost all this space now, trying to re-clear it. Shoko pushes up, does get 1, but does not able to get Toaster. But Toaster is on 30, well, 14 HP and 16 shield. Not a lot to do here. It is now a 1v1. Can Zion finish off Toaster here, bringing them to 3? Toaster does have paranoia. And Zion finishes off the round for Infinite Zero, giving them a huge lead now.
Yeah, great bonus from on the side of Infinite Zero. Just a simple mid take up Heaven. Able to get the trades and just hit A. Shout out Shoko for getting that kill on Heaven. Made it a 1v1 on site and get the plant bomb down safely for Zion.
Yeah, honestly, and that kind of stalled out time. And also, if I don't know if you saw, but Toaster actually could have probably killed Zion if he rushed towards Heaven, but I don't think I think he thought Zion was playing safe. And here we are into this next round. Kuru are gonna have to play a little bit safer, but it looks like SRG is trying to get a fast play. Zion has no idea that he's right there. Oh, but he missed it, but still gets the kill. SRG does get the lurk, but has no idea that the rest of Infinite Zero are towards the A site. Here we are, Posted does push up, and the site is essentially free. Gilly gets late registration with the TP towards Heaven, but there's so many towards Heaven. Can Gilly get out? He gets 1, but goes down to Angelism. Toaster also goes down, making it 3v2, but now Kuru do have weapons, but SRG gets lit. It was 1 HP. Posted goes up, but it is not expecting Toaster. It is now a 1v3. Can Shoko clutch this? Now, most of the team members of Kuru are low, and Shoko saw the barrel of the gun, knowing where everyone is, and only able to get Toaster. And that is going to be Kuru's first round. And it looks like Angelism is going to get the showstopper here. So we can see a really, really interesting round here on round 5.
Yeah, great play on SRG to get that insert on B main, able to get the pick, and it forced Infinite Zero to just pivot into the strong site. So quite literally won the round for the team. So great retake, great execution on that round.
Yeah, and it looks like I was about to say all members of Infinite Zero except Gilly were gonna have a rifle, but it looks like he just got gifted one. So now this is gonna be a full-on rifle round. We will see how this plays out. It looks like all of Infinite Zero are heading towards the A site. Will they be as aggressive as they always have? Here comes the showstopper for Angelism. Not able to get one, but does do damage to Choco, but still sprays through the smoking, killing Choco. Posted, pushed up on ramp here. Will late registration realize what is happening? Playing safe. Will the rest of Infinite Zero be able to get out of this? It looks like they do have a lot posted towards ramp. Maybe trying to get a pickoff to get these numbers back. But looks like rate registration. Trying to get any info. Here comes the paranoia, thinking Infinite Zero gonna make an execute, but seeing no information towards the A main. Weight registration does realize Posted is there with the Prowler, but he does see Posted out on the jump spot. Looks like Infinite Zero are backing up. Zion has made his way towards mid now. This could be huge for the side of Infinite Zero. Oh no! But Got2 is realizing, could this be the timing? And Got2 have actually made their spot there. And wow. Waste a little bit of an ult wasted. It looks like the Infinite Zero are gonna have to commit to this A site, and Kuru have realized this, and now the entire team is starting to rotate. But it looks like Infinite Zero are going to save. But not before Toaster gets inky. Losing another rifle. These sprays through the smoke are destroying Infinite Zero.
We saw a change of pace from Infinite Zero. It seemed like the first 3 rounds they were pausing at the beginning of rounds, expecting some form of aggression from Kuru. However, they tempoed up this round and went for a pause in the mid round. The only issue is Kuru just didn't rotate. They stayed in their positions. They kept jump spotting, and they were able to get the info on the A players. And unfortunately, there was just nowhere to go.
Yeah, I would agree. And you could have also seen Gilly, who was about to commit the Omenal, but then spotted SRG at the last second. And to be honest, a pretty funny reaction. And here comes Inky with the showstopper. Does see one in heaven, but doesn't manage to kill Toaster, but does a lot of damage to him. And Infinite Zero do have the site for free, but it looks like Kuru are going to be contesting for the site, but it looks like they will get bombed down. And Shoko does manage to kill SRG. Now left in a 4v5 situation. 3 in heaven, but Zion's flanking. Oh my god, the whiffs! Oh my. That could cost a whole round. But it seems like it didn't matter in the end, but that was a little scary looking at Zion there.
Yeah, whiff was a little scary, but I did like the crunch idea from Infinite Zero, having Zion on the rewrap while also keeping the jet inserted towards rafters. Made it really hard for Kuru to just quick flood in, which they've been very willing to do in this defense half so far.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at Kuru, they do have the Fade ult here, so if they really need to, they can use that to try to take back the site and win themselves a push plant. And here we are. It looks, we do see a similar round that we've seen before. We have 3 towards the mid site with Zion still lurking. Zion has almost left himself exposed to Got2. Posted is so far pushed up on this mid site, but he does die to Got2, not realizing that Got2's still there. SRG does get Gilly on B site, leaving a 2v5 situation with Bomb stuck in sewer. Zion's location has been spotted. Got2 does go down, but before getting Zion really low on HP. Late registration. Throws the Fade Eye. And should get kicked. Oh! If Toaster was just a little faster, Kid Shoko, kill late registration. No, the rope! The rope messed up the aim. Zion left on 1 HP. Is looking like they want to save the rifle, but this is gonna be... If Kuru are really greedy, they could try to go for this kill and stop the save, but it looks like SRG is going to try to do this.
Yes, he just went off that. Oh,
Yeah. SRG is really pushed out. This could be really dangerous. Zion looking the other way, doesn't realize. Well, SRG, he saw the barrel. And no save for Zion.
Yeah, not sure what the plan was for Infinite Zero there. They swung one by one into ropes, and they just kind of got picked off with the high-low there. Yeah, kind of a weird round.
Yes, that was a very weird round indeed. I think, well, they never knew Gatu had another person there, but I think that was still really bad of an idea to just keep going on one by one. And here we are. We do have majority of Infinite Zero towards the B side. It looks like Gilly is going to be playing towards the mid side as a lurk. And here we are with execution. SRG stomps them. Angelism also gets posted. And now the rest of Infinite Zero are down without a duelist. And now they have to play like safe and have to try to make any play possible. Looks like they're going to head towards mid site. But look at Kuru. They're all spread out, not giving up any sort of info that they have. Late registration is going to be able to hold this mid site as long as they are able to get out safely or even get a few. This looks pretty safe for Kuru. Looks like they are going to commit towards this. They should know that there's a lot of info on A. They hear it. They know it. Here comes the Prowler. Sees one. Not a lot of info still left to see here. Everything is smoked off, though. Zero have gone into vents, but they don't want to commit to it. It looks like they're going to hit towards this B site. Here. Will Angelism get 3? This angle. Toaster and Angelism just cleans up the rest of Infinite Zero, tying up the score 4-4.
Yeah, that's twice now we've seen Infinite Zero just get stuffed out in the mid round. Kuru are really just sitting in their defaults, very willing to jump spot and very willing to just give space and retake. I'd like to see a bit of a tempo change from the side of Infinite Zero because it's clear Kuru are just reading it.
Yeah, and if you look here, it looks like we have an op from GoTo. It's very interesting. He's juggling weapons. This could be a misplay. We will see what happens. He misses the op shot because of Inky's satchels. He sprays it, does damage. He does get Shoko. Leaving the bomb down. Gatu is stuck in his position, and Gilly teleports, not letting GoTo realize it. And now the site is all of Infinite Zero. Gilly is pushed up here and screens. Will he be able to see Toasted? No, they will not.
Viper's pit up on the side of Infinite Zero here, as Posted's able to get one. Kuru are looking to flood in towards that screens, but they're waiting for Angelism to take this ramp space here, but Posted is watching it. Angelism just decides to walk out as Neon Ult is popped, clears towards elbows into the Viper's pit, finds the Viper. He's able to get the Viper.
God.
At the same time, Posted is able to trade one, but it doesn't matter. Toaster cleans up.
Wow. What a retake from the side of Kuru. And now they have the lead in this round, in this half now. And I think right now, Infinite Zero have to step up their game if they don't want to lose the rest of this half. Because honestly, it looks like they've been falling off just a little bit too much. And I don't see how they can even pull out another round from this half.
Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of a gap in the mid space. If they could go fast mid, I believe they could be able to break open this attack half. As you can see, only Angelism here on B ramp.
It looks like they are gonna play aggressive towards this mid site, but late registration is gonna start rotating towards vents. It looks like they are going to commit towards this B site. Posted does have the single rifle, the hero rifle. Late registration hits 4 with the Fade ult. Only missing Shoko, who is so pushed up right now with the bomb. SRG has to take everything, but Toaster is still there. Gets 2, but Posted gets SRG as well, though. Gets 3, not able to get 4. Posted does manage to stop Toaster in his tracks, but Angelism is right there anyway. Gilly is down, leaving Posted in a 1v3 situation. Stuck with the only rifle that Posted has had this entire time. But will this be enough for Posted? No, it will not. Got to. Cleans up Posted, giving Kuru a more advanced lead against Infinite Zero.
Yeah, the side exec there wasn't clean at all. Very disjointed, and it allowed Posted as well as Gilly to just fry on that site. Weren't able to get in at all.
Alrighty, and here we are into round 11. Toasted is gonna have the Blade Storm here. Looks like arts are popping off. Inky does get pushed up and gets 1 still. Got 2. Oh my god, late registration. That was both through the smoke head taps. Shoko does manage to get Angelism. What? The combo does manage to get it, leaving Gilly in a 1v3 situation. And Bomb is stuck open. No smokes left, but in 7 seconds, this could all change. Can Gilly get away trying to get Bomb down? He taps to see if anything can happen. Got 2 is down. Both players are heaven. Does Gilly? No! Gilly does not. Late registration with the 4K to end the round. 7-4. This is looking really rough for Infinite Zero.
Yeah, the side execs are just not clean from Infinite Zero, and Kuru are able to execute on their retakes very well. Late registration was able to scan to, and he was able to spam through the smoke and get those kills as well. So the utility on the side of Kuru just looks way better right now.
Yeah,
as we see a timeout come out, I believe on the side of Infinite Zero.
It should be on the side of Infinite Zero. And honestly, at this point in time, I think it's a little late. Honestly, with the second half about to begin, I think this timeout's just a little too late for them to be using right now. I think it would have been better.
To offer a little bit of cope on the side of Infinite Zero, it is a defense side of map, so if you can get 5 on the attack side, you're looking pretty good on that defense side. Maybe their defense side's a little bit more prepped than this attack half.
I guess so, but this is the map of Infinite Zero, so you should be expecting a lot more from this side of Infinite Zero because it's their map pick. They should be able to dominate on this map. So we will see what happens. Can they make it to 5 here? And holy juggling guns. And here we are. Looks like all of Infinite Zero is gonna head towards ramp, and they're playing really aggressive with ramp, and Gatu's arsenal of guns is not gonna be used on this A main. But all of Infinite Zero are pushed up on heaven on A. They have so much
re-rack
space
coming from
on
late
this A
registration.
site. This is crazy. Late registration does manage to get Inky and manages to get away before sending a prowler out of utility now. The side of Infinite Zero is stuck on this A heaven, not able to do anything. All entrances are being held by one player, but it looks like here in A main, late registration is going to go towards the sewer, backing away. Posted. Does see Toaster, but is not able to get him. Will he be able to get one? No! Gatu! Gatu does manage to get 2, like in his name, but still goes down. Posted gets Toaster, leaving this in a 2v3 situation. Bomb is down, but all of Kuru are holding different spots. 20 seconds left. they're not going to be able to make it. Posted is seeming like, yeah, he is going to go towards A. Yeah, it's kind of the safe choice. You have to. SRG does manage to regain the space back. They know one is on in this A main and one is on site. They can just isolate this fight. Here comes a showstopper from Angelism. Not able to get posted, but SRG does manage to clean up.
It's not planning for him.
It's not planned for him. This is rough. And down goes Zion, letting her go 8-4 in this first half on Infinite Zero's map.
Yeah, beautiful decision making from late registration to go for the rewrap there, and Infinite Zero just found themselves completely trapped in A Heaven, had no route to escape. They just had to pause and wait, hopefully, for an opening. But eventually the numbers were too much, and Kuru just had too much map control there.
Yeah, they did. And honestly, now Infinite Zero need to win this pistol round if they want to seem to have a comeback or any chance of wanting to win this map. It's for their map pick. I would be hoping they would be doing better or even make it like even at least. And here we are. Inky does manage to get the Prowler. And it looks like Kuru are very split up, 2-1-2. But Infinite Zero have so many people on B. Gets one, sees Inky, but not able to get him, but does land one headhunter shot onto him. And now Infinite Zero are down a player. And it looks like Kuru are going to start heading towards this A site, knowing it's gonna one site will be weaker than the other, and it looks like SRG is gonna stay on the lurk here to try and buy time or even any rotation away from the A site. And it might be working. It worked just a little bit, but Inky does get Angelism, not letting it handle it to him because he knew. And onto the site, late registration is the only one. Inky whiffs every shot on late registration. Gilly does get toaster, but late registration trades him out. Can this be it? Ooh, oh my god. Infinite Zero on the site. Late registration does not know. Oh my god,
He's
got to
still
and
able
late
to get three.
registration.
Yeah, great lurk from Gatsu, able to get one on the B heaven space and get out. And then I did like the fake idea with leaving SRG on B to throw the wall and then heading towards the A. I do think Kuru activated a little too early, but it worked out in the end.
Yes, I do think I would agree there that they did too early because I believe Angelism got head tapped instantly by Inky. So
Yeah.
all right, here we are into this next round, and all of Infinite Zero are on this A site. But the bomb is going towards the A site again, leaving SRG by himself. But Infinite Zero are just all on this A site. Kuru are running into a trap. Whips on Gilly, but manages to still get him, leaving him on 1 HP. This is a little rough. Inky does start to rotate back, thinking this might be a B push because all of it is silent right now. But Toaster in late registration does get 3, along with Angelism. All 3 players on A are down, leaving just Inky in a 1v5 situation. SRG is just right behind him though. I think Inky hears it. The judge cleans up Inky,
yeah,
making it 10-4. This is really rough for Infinite Zero. They need to really lock in if they want any chance of winning here.
Yeah. Honestly, it just seems that Kuru are just in their heads. They have all the timings. They know how Infinite Zero want to play around this map, and they're really having a tough time dealing with this Chamber who's gone for these walk-ups on mid. He's gone unpunished 2 rounds in a row, and it seems like he's going to be back there again. Yeah, I don't know where you go if it is Zero here.
Well, I think what was happening down there in sewer. I think if Infinite Zero loses one more, they kind of have to call a timeout here. They need to rethink about their strategy. They need to change something up here. And it looks like Kuru are heading towards A with a little bit of pressure on ramp, so Posted can't get him on a unexpected thing. Shoko does get Angelism before going down to Toaster. Posted pushes up towards the ramp. Zion does get Gatu before getting one more. It's now a 3v3 situation, but look at SRG, so pushed up in screen with a judge. Inky does not want to push up, but Posted gets 2! Toaster and registration down. It's only left to SRG, and SRG goes down to Zion. It looks like this will give Infinite Zero a little bit more of revitalization for their hope. 10-5. Can they bring this back?
It's possible. We've seen 2 9-3s this week, one of which coming from my team choking. So it's definitely possible. The walk down from Posted through ramp, being able to spot that neon was really good. I think Kuru were a little too far forward there, committing 3 people towards that ramp, and it allowed for a backstab with no one watching behind them.
Yeah, and honestly, you saw how Posted got there. Literally, no one was holding him. They weren't even pushed up an elbow. SRG was just so far into screen, and with a judge only, even if SRG was looking at that, there was nothing they could do. And it looks like Infinite Zero are pushing him in. Got to lives up to his name, gets 2, and now Infinite Zero are down so early. Gilly is gonna get Got2, stopping his parade. But now this is looking really rough. Inky goes down to SRG, leaving a 2v4 situation. But both players of Infinite Zero are split apart. And it looks like Kuru are going to go to this B site. Gilly is still here. No idea. Can SRG get him? Gilly gets 1. Another one. Can he get registration? No, he does not. He got stuck. It's all up to Shoko. A 1v3 here left for Shoko. Can they pull it out here? It looks like they are going to go to this A site. There's still a little bit of time, 35 seconds. So, honestly, this is looking a little rough. I think Shoko might honestly be trying to do a save here. Maybe try to get 1, but it's so quiet right now. There's not a lot happening. And I don't think Shoko hears what's happening on A. Maybe they do. It looks like they're starting to head back or just looking around. It does seem like that. Bomb will go down on the A site, and it does seem Shoko will try to save this Vandal here. That will be 11-5 for Kuru against Infinite Zero. This is really rough, especially because a lot of people expected Infinite Zero to dominate on this map, especially when we saw those pick'ems. 70% to Infinite Zero, but it seems Kuru is an underdog here. They're being underestimated.
Yeah, Split is a map where it really shows the abilities of your IGLs, and I think the calling on Kuru has just been spot on. This is now the 4th straight round where Gatsu has been completely unpunished coming mid. He's been able to get at least 1 or 2 every time he's gone mid, and that is something that is killing this Infinite Zero defense half.
Yeah, and honestly, and here's the timeout. I'm assuming, yeah, it will be from Infinite Zero. I think it is the safest play. You kind of have to find something. If you lose 2 more rounds here, you will lose your map pick. This is really rough for Infinite Zero. And let's look at these stats. 17-9 for Toaster. He's kind of going crazy. They are dominating the side of Infinite Zero, along with like the rest of their team. Their team is doing really well against Infinite Zero, and then Infinite Zero are really struggling, except for Gilly here.
Yeah, if I'm on the side of Infinite Zero, I'm probably going to call for a punish down mid. I think you need to shut down this chamber. You need some type of map space because at this point you're giving way too much. Crew are just being able to walk around the map for free, especially with that chamber taking all that mid control.
Yeah, and honestly, they really need to step it up. Gatu is going to be utilizing
toward the ultimate op here. And if you look at Infinite Zero, it looks like they are stacking towards B here, but I think they are gonna go towards mid here. Gatu gets posted and gets away. This is already a little rough for Infinite Zero, but it looks like it's not gonna stop them. They want to push sewer, but they saw the trap there. Now they're a little stuck on mid. They've lost so much info. And look at where SRG is. Look how far up B. SRG basically has the site. Late registration needs to run with this bomb now because Infinite Zero are chasing them down. Looks like they are going to get away, but look at how far pushed up SRG is up towards mid. I think he's going for a reflank. Oh my god, this timing from SRG does get Zion, but I don't think they realize there's one more. Does manage to get away from Gilly. Oh no! Do they see? No, they don't. Maybe SRG?
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
SRG will hear Gilly. Shoko is stuck here with Stinger. Does go down, making a bunch of noise. SRG does get Shoko. This is really rough. Gilly has to be able to do something in this 1v5 situation, but can't do a thing. Angels climbs up and is a little toxic. Oh my god.
I'm not mad at the call from Infinite Zero there to go for the push down mid. I also did like the proactiveness to fight through into that spawn area. But I believe SRG just got into B for free. He had too much map control, and that insert just proved to be critical for Kuru.
Yeah, and I think at the beginning of the match we were saying that the Shimmer pick was a bit iffy, but I think this is just really bad for Infinite Zero now because this Shimmer pick has been kind of an essential game changer against Infinite Zero because it's been messing them up. And here we are. It looks like we're gonna have majority. Poston misses the op shot and gets to reposition himself towards Sewer, letting him go help Toaster if needed. But it looks like they are gonna go back towards this B site. Zion is going to go down mid, and information will be sent towards the B site. Zion is so far pushed up down mid, and with so much info having, I think it's clear that this is a B hit. Gilly goes down to SRG, but Shoko does get Gatu. But Toaster trades them out. Will they clear this? Will they clear Inky? No, they will not. They didn't see Inky. They still don't know Inky's here. Toaster gets 2 with the operator. And Inky is still not cleared. And it's all left to Toaster in a 1v3 situation with bombs stuck.
30 seconds left.
All of a sudden, this round has gone to the side of Infinite Zero here. Now Toaster is stuck on half HP. The bomb lost and no info have left, and it looks like Toaster is going to save here, unless they will maybe trying to do a play to make them lose some money, but honestly, you don't really need to. Yeah, 12-6, Infinite Zero do get the another, and they lose the gun, and Toaster goes down to Inky. And
Yeah,
I don't know if, sorry about that, but I don't know if Inky had Showstopper this entire time, but this could be looking really good for the side of Infinite Zero.
That Showstopper definitely is a win con going into this round. Once they jump spotted and saw that raise in B main, it's kind of obvious it's a B hit. So that walk down from Zion really just closed the round for them.
Yeah, and honestly, we have a lot of ults here. Actually, 2 from each duelist on the teams. Now, this op here from Posted is going to see Zion. It's, oh my god, I almost said Zion, but it got SRG. And Zion here is actually pushed up pretty far up mid. Gilly just pixeling. It's a pixel kill from Gilly, getting rid of Toaster. Looks like the bomb is going to go towards this A site, but this is starting to look a little rough for Kuru. Playing a little slow. Angelism has no idea that Zion is just right next to him. Got to. Does manage to get Gilly. The Sky Flash is just not fast enough to help him. Looks like the rest of Kuru are towards this A site. And it looks like Zion is going to flank behind them. This is going to be really devastating for the side of Kuru, because they didn't have their trap on sewer this time. Shoko goes down, but Zion is up flank. Here comes the showstopper for Inky. Doesn't hit a single soul. Zion is so far pushed up, but whiffs on Katsu. The Viper Molly does hit Gatsu a little bit, but they should know. Yes, Inky does manage to get Gatsu, leaving only 2 left on this site. Posted gets Angelism, and the round is over with late registration killing Zion, but Inky dared to trade. I think this would be 12-7. Infinite Zero are seeming to come back a little bit.
Yeah, we're starting to see Infinite Zero wake up. The shots are finally starting to land. Posted on that op has really changed the dynamic of this defense half. He's really able to just lock down one extremity, and it allows Zion the freedom to just go for walk-ups, especially because the chambers just left mid. So that mid value that Kuru were getting originally is just gone now.
And another thing too is that I pointed it out earlier, but he didn't have the trap there, so Zion was just able to work up freely through sewer, just letting Kuru get pinched. And here we are, aggressive towards A. Posted gets to 1 HP and missing the outshot. Got to, does manage to get Zion on mid and gets away. And this will be the freest A site for Kuru. And look at Infinite Zero. They are stuck towards CT. 3 posted there. And here comes the Sky ult. Does manage to know that SRG is there. Posted does manage to get SRG. I think this be a 4-on-4 battle. Even out the numbers. Gatsu does see Gilly. Inky full blinded. Gatsu gets 3. Gets 4. But Posted eliminates him. But this round has completely changed because of Gatsu. I don't see how Posted can win this. And there goes Posted to the showstopper. Kuru take split.
Yeah, what a map from Kuru. Shout out to Gatsu on those mid lurks. Really showed us the value of those chamber lurks. And that attack half was really great from Kuru, especially on the defense half as well. We saw that Kuru were able to just get whatever map control they wanted, especially once they adjusted for Infinite Zero's pace. It seemed that Infinite Zero wanted to take the map slower. They were expecting some type of aggression for Kuru. Maybe it was a anti-strat, maybe it was a read they had. But Kuru were just willing to sit in their default jump spot, and it really made it hard for Infinite Zero to take any space around the map.
It did, and that chamber pick, we underestimated it as well. We thought it wouldn't be that good, but we see that Gatsu has actually got us. He's gotten us. He's gotten us too, and probably even more. That chamber pick is so good for Kuru there, and here we are on the KD side, and it does seem Gatsu does get the MVP here for Kuru, and wow, we were really underestimating him there, and that is kind of insane. That those works up mid, just getting 1 or even maybe even 2, just changes the whole game.
Yeah, mid is a very important extremity on the map, and when you could just lock it up like that, it makes it almost impossible to play around on the defense half.
Yeah. And so that was really interesting. Now, what do we... Infinite Zero really need to lock in, because that was their map pick. That was their choice. And now they're moving on to Kuru's side of their picks,
Sunset.
which is Sunset. Now, they will be starting on this defense side, which hopefully should be better for them, because Sunset is a little iffy, but we will see what their picks are eventually. But honestly, it's kind of hard to imagine that Infinite Zero are like up. They might be really down because they got kind of destroyed. Honestly, was it an 8-4 half and then a 13-7 game? I think it's really difficult for them to do anything now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see how you play into this next round. Uh, Hopefully, we see a different type of Infinite Zero. There's Sunset's a very interesting map. There's a lot you can do with that map. So hopefully, we see Infinite Zero wake up the second match and we get a much better map from them.
Yep. All right. And while you guys wait, we are going to take an intermission to get ready for our second map, Sunset.
Sabes que es el día que te conocí. Le doy gracias a mis ángeles por traerte a mí. Eres la estrella que me alumbra mi oscuridad. Me haces soñar y me haces pensar en ti. Y yo te quiero cumplir todos tus sueños y sí, te quiero atrapar, te quiero amar con todo mi ser. Y tú luego vas a ver que tú tienes el poder de hacerme feliz, salir adelante. Wanna know more about you, got a lot of work to do. You keep me thinking about you, so you know this love is true. Wanna know more about you, I got a lot of love for you. And every day and every night, you know I got you on my mind. You are my fire that burns bright. You know this life's about you and I. You know that I'm gonna try, cause you are my light. You know I wanna make you mine. Te quiero cumplir todos tus sueños y sí, te quiero atrapar, te quiero amar con todo mi ser. Y tú luego vas a ver que tú tienes el poder de hacerme feliz, salir adelante. Wanna know more about you, got a lot of work to do. You keep me thinking about you, so you know this love is true. Wanna know more about you, I got a lot of love for you. And every day and every night, you know I got you on my mind. I know the chemistry won't lie, feel the electricity every time. I want you by my side, cause you're my ride or die. And as we go through this life, we'll have our lows and our highs, but as long as I have you, I know it's gonna be alright. I got a lot of work to do. You keep me thinking about you, so you know this love is true. Wanna know more about you, I got a lot of love for you. And every day and every night, you know I got you on my mind.
Yo, listen, oi. Run that again, I'm shelling them. Flow galactic, cool man Bellingham. Man, I got love in Krakow and Birmingham. The gal love me, but I keep hurting them. I'm a twat, got the chat. Bit of this and bit of that. I'll run up in your yard with the Polish lads. By the time we're done, it won't be your flat, like flat. Tire, jet, flyer. Man marking a tart in a raid Maguire. Hardest skis in the game, Dan Dyer. I got loads of heat like a shit hair dryer. And again, I'm a big game player. Fly your sister out to Marbella. Treat her nice to a vampire and a Chardonnay and a pack of Stella. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Best dressed in a rave like got one. Nah, I ain't got a wife, but I want one. Pink sweets and a dance might pop one. Aye, this one loud is kicking. That one's fine like parking tickets. Chatter up like what's your digits? Off the goose, forgot my lyrics. Getting silly at the function. 2 pints of beer and my brain can't function. Drive fast, don't stop at the junction. It's P, I don't need introduction. Yo, they already know what I'm on. Won't slow down, babe, I just carry on. I make tunes for the gal and tunes for the dons. We make it pop off every single time that we're on. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some.
Would you be fine if I leave by the time the sun is out? I cannot be a pretty sure I will be fine. Just let me go.
Hello, we are back and ready to go for the next map of Sunset. And now I'm looking at the chat. We're getting a lot of arguments about what everything is happening. Like, Kuru's gonna win, Infinite Zero's gonna win. What's gonna happen? Honestly, it can go either way, as long as Infinite Zero can actually lock in.
Yeah, if we see some of the aim we were seeing towards the end of that split map, we could see Sunset go a different way as we see the agent select screen come up. We see already SRG locking that Phoenix. A lot of teams like to go double duelist. We might see Chamber Cypher on the side of Infinite Zero, which would be interesting.
We're
The
getting
Yoru does get
Yoru.
locked. The Yoru does get locked.
Very interesting. It looks like Posted might play this Jet again. This Jet from Posted was actually pretty good, especially when on this when playing on Jet. They were doing really well, especially of re-clearing or just flanking to get a really good what was it, surprise attack. Yes. Toaster is back on this Omen from what we see. It looks like we're gonna get a Sova Cypher, and I think that's Waylay on Kuru.
It looks like a waylay hovering from Angelism. Zion hasn't moved off this chamber, so it looks like we are seeing the chamber cipher. Double Sensi isn't uncommon on this map, Sunset. My team does run a Sage. However, I've never seen a chamber cipher on this map. That's interesting. As we see an ISO instead of a waylay get locked. These comps are very interesting.
We have a very unconventional duo. And it
As
seems
we are getting word, it's another crash. These blocks
we are
weren't real,
having
guys.
another issue. So while we wait, if you guys like seeing all these types of things and you kind of want to get into the mix, join the Discord, !Discord. Join up. You could sign up to be either a cast member, observer, staff member, or even a player yourself. You can't join this season, but you could at least sub in for a team if they do need it, or as a permanent member in the future, you make your own team, should join up and compete. We have two different leagues, Diamond to Immortal 1 and Iron to Platinum. So join up. We're always accepting more people.
That we are. You know, I'd love to see more faces and Empress, more people to stomp on, you know.
Yeah. And so, are we going to be taking an intermission? We might.
I'm not totally sure. We are still trying to figure out the situation. We do have a crash. We are working on it, guys. So we should be back up soon.
Yes. Yes, we are working on it. And also, Ender, do you have your own Riot gun buddy in Valorant?
Unfortunately not, as much as I've tried to get one.
Well, instead of wanting to, wait really long hours and try to get a staff member, dev from Valorant, or just do random stuff on TikTok, why don't you go get one in real life? Do ! Etsy and buy one for yourself. And now we will still be waiting for the intermission for just a little bit. It seems our players are not ready yet, so we will be taking a little bit longer. Bear with us. I know that was a long intermission, and you guys have to wait even more, but this is the technical side that almost never happens. All right, and we should be heading into this agent selection soon, so we get to see everything back up again. But that ISO pick was very interesting. So
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a real pick. I think that was a crash.
That was probably a troll pick, honestly.
Yeah,
well, it looks like
we
they
do
are
have
hovering
the
over
Yoru
me.
locked.
I can imagine
looks like
that
the
they
same
selected
comps
ISO.
are coming out. Neon Phoenix, very standard comp we've seen on Sunset.
I can imagine that Angelism selected ISO and just alt F4 on accident. So
it's possible. It is possible.
I don't know. I feel like that's what happened because it did look like they selected ISO, but I guess not. Alrighty. Now we are going to be waiting. We're going to be waiting for Infinite Zero to lock in, but it does look like Infinite Zero are going to be running the same comp we saw in the other agent select earlier. If Shoko would want to select an agent. There we go. There's the Cypher. So they're going to be running a double Senti with the Chamber and Cypher. Oh, no. Maybe a Sky instead of a Chamber, which would be very interesting to see here. Fade? What do you think is the player to watch, casters? I think after that last match, you got to be looking at Got 2. Like, he was putting in numbers. Well, I don't know who they are, but they were putting in a lot of work and were the MVP of that last match. So I think you kind of have to be looking at Got 2's perspective.
If you're asking me, I do think Toaster is the guy to watch. Got 2 did tee off on that second half, but Toaster was holding it down that entire first half, especially after they started off pretty slow, getting bonus. But yeah, I think Toaster was the catalyst of that snowball we saw into the second half.
Alrighty. Now, here we are into Sunset, and it looks like all of Kuru are going to be running classics. Very, very interesting here. And it does look like they are going to be heading mainly towards this A-side or split across. It looks like they will be splitting. But look at if it's zero. They're prioritizing this orb over anything. Inky teleports out to rotate. They think it's going to be towards mid. It does get rid of the tripwire heaven. No, not heaven. Mid. Top mid. Playing a little bit slow. Look at where SRG is, just sitting in that corner. So much space bot. Oh, but Posted does get Angelism down, and then starts to go away. They have bought what they needed to honestly take this lead. It looks like Kuru are going to be heading towards this B site. It looks like they are sprinting towards here, but SRG is still stuck here. They can't get out. Now they start to leave. Gilly's just spraying through, head tapping late registration through two smokes, not the Omen smoke and the Phoenix wall. Look, I got two though. Here we are. Toaster does manage to get Shoko, but Zion is behind Got 2. And that is the round for Infinite Zero, with only losing Shoko. And this is kind of crazy. This is looking already phenomenal for the side of Infinite Zero.
Yeah, if you're going to take the B site, a critical part of B, especially on the attack half, is taking that backside space, or you have to fight for market control. I don't think Zero did a good job of doing that. They only had one. They did have Got2 on the rewrap on market, but he died early, and everyone was just caught in the front site, and they all just died.
All right. And here we have, it looks like the same thing for the side of Kuru, but this time on Infinite Zero, it looks like Inky is going to be playing towards top mid here. And this bomb is really far from almost anyone else, but it does look like it might be good towards the A site. But look at SRG playing the same way again, trying to get rid of any tripwire they can, but they do hear the camera, knowing that it's directly above them. There are so many people on this B site. I think it'd be impossible for Kuru to even get this, especially with all the guns that Infinite Zero have here. And look at SRG rotating back, so it looks like they might end off A here. Posted here with the Marshall. Does get late registration. Backing away. Back onto site with his team. Posted does get blinded, not knowing where anything is. SRG gets knocked down by Inky. God2 does manage to get Gilly on market from... That is very interesting. Toaster does have Bob trying to get any sort of space onto this A site, but this Marshall here is going to be devastating. Does got to, not able to get to this time. Posted gets another with 3, and that is going to be generally impossible. It looks like Angelism might be having a technical issue.
Yeah, it looks like a DC. Great shots from Posted on that alley extremity. I do think was just a standard anti-eco. The better guns went out, and we were going to see Posted get that op round 3 very early. We saw in that last map, they did try to get Posted the op on that defense, and Infinite Zero noticeably were better. So we could see a snowball on the side of Infinite Zero here.
It looks like we are playing on the court here. There are technical issues. I don't know what the actual issue is for Angelism. So please bear with us a little bit. I know you guys finally get to see the rest of this game, but we are running into some issues. This should be fine. So just bear with us, folks. Okay. I think we will take a short intermission to figure out what is happening.
Yo, they already know what I'm on. Won't slow down, but I just carry on. I make tunes for the gal and tunes for the dons. We make it pop off every single time that we're on. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some.
Would you be fine if I leave by the time the sun is out? I cannot need a burden, so I will be fine. Just let me go.
Wanna pretend that we know it all. We wanna pretend that we know it all. We wanna pretend that we know but it's only for this. For this, we know that we know. We wanna pretend that we know but it's only for this. For this, we know that we know.
Why are we back on the agent select screen? All right. All right, we are back. Sorry about that, everyone. Issue has been solved. And we should be good to go. Yep, we are good to go. And here we are into this next round. Looks we didn't get a good vision of the buys from everyone, but it looks like everyone from Kuru except Angelism has bought a rifle because of the issue that happened. We're not gonna play that back, but should be fine. This bomb is gonna go towards this A site though, and it looks like Kuru are gonna be playing really slow. Kind of an issue we saw on the last map of Split. If you play a little too slow and solid time, you're gonna be struggling a lot more. Posted does miss the op. Actually, a round 3 op is kind of crazy. And Inky just spams Gotu through the box of mid. Now this is looking really bad. Angelism would be able to pick up the gun if everything is all set and clear. And yes, Angelism is able to grab the gun. And it looks like they head towards this B site again. Will they be able to get this bomb down and win this round? Toaster does manage to get out. It looks like all of them are out. Shoko gets dominated by Toaster and the rest of the team. And now it is a 3v4 for Infinite Zero. Zion gets paranoia, not able to see anything. Main gets smoked off. And Gilly misses the Marshall shot, so it's a little bit more difficult to see. Zion, no idea of what to do. What can they do? Gilly goes down, 2v4. 2 have been spotted, but Zion doesn't know where late registration is. It's just posted with the op. Does he run for it? Yes, they do. Trying to save this op, but the people on Kuru, no, they can't let them get away with this operator. They will chase him down. Look at SRG. Whiffs. Doesn't get the shot off. Will Posted be safe? And they will. They were able to save this up.
Yeah, Kuru just spots that up towards A, and they were able to hit into this B, and they were able to just guess correctly that B was the weak site here. Making it hard for Infinite Zero to retake, especially on the weaker guns here.
Yeah, and honestly, for Angelism not having a gun, that round was better for Kuru than expected, honestly. And here we are into this next round, playing it really aggressive towards mid here. Oh, look at Angelism and Toaster. Inky does manage to get out, just barely. Gilly just teleports, but it was a bad teleport. Toaster does manage to spam Gilly and get him. And now all of mid has been taken over by Kuru. But Posted it pushes up and gets rid of Toaster. And now suddenly all of the smokes are down, but Angelism still probably has their wall as well as SRG. With now only a minute to go, it looks like Kuru might head back towards this B site again because they've been able to get onto the site pretty easily a little bit. But there is no Cypher utility down except for the camera. So I wonder how this is going to play out. Gatsu does have to make noise towards this mid site, but the site is taken. And now it's become a 4v3, but they do have the bomb down for Kuru. Will they be able to clutch this up? 2 people in main. This is looking a little rough. If late registration doesn't get it killed, it's over. It's looking like it's over for Kuru this round 4, 2v4. Both were stuck in main. Nothing left to do. Angelism tries to do their best. Gets team blinded. SRG does get 1, gets 2. Suddenly it's all evened up. Shoko tries to defuse, but it's not. Trying to faking it. There's almost no time on this bomb. Shoko has to stick, but there's no time. And Posted again has to go save this operator. And both SRG does lose their weapon, but both Angelism and SRG single-handedly save that round for Kuru.
Yeah, SRG hit some very good shots. I honestly thought this round was lost when Infinite Zero were just able to get access to that market control and that backside control really quickly. It gave them the ability to flood on the site. But shout out to SRG, was able to pull the round back, and they were able to win the post plant.
Yeah, and now looking at the buy, there's not a lot that Infinite Zero could do. All we need to hope for is this Infinite Zero. And it looks like Posted does still get value with this operator, but Angelism gets 2, and it's not going to be enough. And so now Infinite Zero have to find some way to stall as much as they can against Kuru, but it looks like they're going to be aggressive towards A because they know there is almost nothing on this A site, and they are going to get it essentially for free. But Zion is there to do little things, but he's not able to. Posted got 2, and now it is a 3v3, but Infinite Zero don't have weapons. And now Gilly picks up the rifle, giving them a little bit more hope. One on the flank, Posted still with this operator. Gilly pushes up on flank. Later she gets Posted and Zion! And Gilly, what? Angelism lifts just a little bit, leaving Gilly on 1 HP. I don't think this will be enough, not even to save this operator. And Toaster cleans up Gilly, giving Kuru the lead into Sunset 3 in a row. And
yeah,
suddenly,
a little bit of a running gun moment from late registration here. I think you spot the Yoru, you spot the Jets towards B. You could probably think A is probably more than likely weak here. We know that the Cypher has been setting up B every round. So yeah, it was a good call on the side of Kuru, and they were able to get pretty much a free site here.
Indeed it was, and it looks like after Angelism's little mishap on round 3, it looks like they've just been dominating now. Let's see if Infinite Zero can find any way to stop them. And Posted will be picking up another operator here. So we will see what happens. Look at all this mid control that Kuru has. Angelism does get Shoko. Toaster gets Gillian, but Inky also manages to trade him out, leaving it to a 3v4 for Infinite Zero. But look at SRG doing the same thing almost every round in this B site, just having so much info here, knowing that they can't be flanking you already. This is very crucial, especially since this cipher is now gone. You can almost take this B site for free, and it looks like Infinite Zero are heading towards this A site, thinking it might be an A push, but Posted is literally just holding this angle. They should know that Posted has this. And it looks like they have realized that Zion is starting to go back towards this B site and market. God2 is stuck out here in mid. Inky making too much noise. And God2 has this timing. Just a little more for God2. And he can even get 2. Just a little more. Nice! That's 1. Can he get Posted? Play safe. Does manage to get Zion. He does. God2 does live up to the name still. And will they be able to get 3? This player does have the op remaining. Will they be able to get another? Or will Posted save another op for 3 rounds out of 4? Does get God2. It looks like Angelism is gonna try to push Posted, not wanting him to save the op. Maybe? No. Never mind. And that's another round win for Kuru. 4 in a row.
Yeah, very questionable call for the Yoru to rotate off of B there. You have the op on the A extremity, and he spots nothing but the drone. I don't see the point in a rotate, and allow Gatsu to just walk into mid for free and get the backstab.
Yeah, and that it seems that Posted really wants to keep this op no matter the cost, even if it wants him to win the round, which is starting to look a little rough. It seems like Posted's trying to play for stats at this rate. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. He does manage to hit Zion a little bit, but not enough to kill. And now Posted is still just always sitting on this angle on A. I think Kuru have realized that this is all Posted is doing and is not going to push into this. And here comes the drone to confirm it. Posted does back away just a little bit. Will he be able to get away? Posted does get away from this position. But look at Angelism. Able to push up a little bit. And just the timing to get away. A little bit of lag there, but I'm shocked Posted missed that shot. It looks like they are starting to push towards this mid site. And Gatu has also been in this spot for a very long time. It's always sitting towards this mid site. Gilly not able to get Toaster. Look at SRG, always just on this B site. This will be, if it's just more stacked site, can they do anything? Angel's Zone whiffs a little bit, but gets Inky, and then SRG gets Zion, I think, through the smoke. But they don't have Shoko down. This Cypher is still here. Never mind, just gone now. Gatu is still in this mid area. I think you're lurking a little too far. You should be starting to head to their spot. It looks like he is. Checking anything. Gatu will be able to flank here. Will Posted? No, Posted does not. It's all left to Gilly, and Gilly goes down to Angelism, and they finally lose the op from Infinite Zero.
Yeah, it was a good call by Infinite Zero to stack the B site. Unfortunately, the better guns just rained through on the side of Kuru, and Gatu on that late lurk was able to finally punish the op and get the op out of his hands.
Yeah, and now it seems that because of the amount of times Posted had bought an op, They are now going to have to resort to this Blade Storm, and this is going to be really rough for Infinite Zero within these next rounds, especially if they lose this. They won't have any money to combat against Kuru again. And look at SRG, does get posted, and Zion! But Inky does manage to get him up, but I don't think that trade was worth it. You lose both Posted and Zion, two pretty good players, especially Posted, who has been kind of your dominant player to want to like have there, and you just lost him like that. Now they know that this cipher is on the A site, and technically you can go any site and pick, and it looks like Kuru are going to be going to this B, but Angelism is going to buy just a little bit of time to see if anything can happen, and it looks like it's working. All of Infinite Zero are on this A site, and they don't even realize it. And now Angelism has done their job, and now Infinite Zero are slowly starting to get back towards this B site just in the nick of time. But now it's just too little time. Angelism needs to get back as soon as possible to help their team anyway, but they're still too slow. Infinite Zero, will they be able to do anything? Got to holding here. Waits a little bit, still gets Gilly. Angelism does manage to get Inky. Will they do get Shoko! Another round for Kuru. This is looking rough for Infinite Zero.
Yeah, IGLing masterclass on the side of late registration here. He leaves the Neon to fake onto A and keeps him as an insert for the late wrap, and they're able to just walk on to B for free. You could just tell that Kuru are just living inside of Infinite Zero's head. They have all the control of this map.
Yeah, they really do. And now that Pick'em is looking a little rough, I think it's starting to go towards the very big favor of Kuru, to where that Infinite Zero might not be able to get a chance to come back from this.
Yeah, I don't know how Infinite Zero do come back for this. To offer a little bit of cope, they do have the Cypher ult, they do have the Sova ult, and they do have Yoru's ult to get back into this. So there's maybe a little bit of a snowball opportunity, as Kuru haven't been able to get any of their ults online. So if you're looking for a way back into this, it has to be through those ultis.
Yeah, and also the fact that they need to have, you could see in that last round, they wanted to stop SRG, but they lost 2 in the process, and making it so not worth it in the end, because they needed the numbers at the end of that last round there. And here we are into this next round. We hope that Infinite Zero can show a little bit more of fight left in them. Posted does push up really aggressively here on this middle look, and Posted does get 1, but not able to get 2. Gilly does get late registration. Angelism does manage to get Posted. Now, they do have numbers, but they don't have the guns. SRG does manage to spot Zion here, but also losing a little bit of space. And now all these guns that were lost from Kuru are stuck, and the Infinite Zero can't get them. This is looking a bit tough for the side of Kuru, but they are still going to push through this. Gatu is getting spotted, but doesn't matter because Gilly whiffs. I think this has changed the game for Kuru. Now they might be able to just win this round out. Here comes the Neon ult, but Zion just shuts him down. And here we are playing post. Look at Gatu playing at this angle. They have no idea. But Shoko is starting to come towards the market. SRG uses the run it back, but doesn't get 1. And Shoko does get Gatu lacking. And now they have 2 more guns. And it's just left to SRG to win this out. And SRG cannot win it out for that round.
Yeah, finally seeing some of the proactivity I was waiting for on the side of Infinite Zero. They finally use those utility to clear out mid. Posted's able to dash into tiles really quickly and get his one. So really great on the job of Infinite Zero. So maybe they can get back into this. They still have the Euro ult. They have the Cypher ult as well. So still a route back into this half for Infinite Zero.
Yes, there is. And now it looks like Posted again is buying this operator. It has paid off just a little bit, but you've been prioritizing saving rather than trying to play. Mainly because your team dies too fast because you're just holding an operator, but we will see what happens. SRG, it does get spotted like always. Posted did spot him, but SRG never saw Posted. And there's two towards B, and Posted just left to by himself. Late registration gets swung, but knows there's something there. Posted misses the operator. And look at Angelism going back towards this B. Maybe, no, it looks like SRG is going to leave late registration by themselves to re-clear the B area. And it looks like they're going to Kuru are starting their traverse to the A site. But they haven't picked up the bomb, maybe leaving it to late registration to grab it and post. But we will see 45 seconds left. It's the round. And here Shoko is just sitting right in this corner. This could be a devastating blow against Kuru. How long? Well, that's one, but only one. SRG does manage to trade. Angel is on. Got two, gets Gilly, and is pushed up so far in mid, but they don't know there's one behind them. Got two, goes down to Zion, and all of a sudden it's looking pretty even. Inky does do the dimensional drift here, trying to get as much info as they can, seeing multiple people on the site. All the players have been spotted. Can these players do anything? Posted does get SRG. 2v3 later. It gets Posted and Zion. It's a 1v1 between Inky and late registration. And Inky gets him!
What a round from Inky. Just solo wins his team the round with that ulti. He's able to get the 1v2 with those isolated fights. Great job from Inky that round.
That was very interesting, especially how late registration got both Posted and a Zion. Leaves a little bit of shock of what happened there that we didn't see. And Posted again has another op. I'm assuming either bots are picked up from, but this is very interesting on what we can do here. And here the round begins, looking like the same round over and over again with Kuru playing towards this mid. Inky just goes down instantly. The star player of the last round goes down within just 5 seconds. And now, what is
Inky got to go and skin hunting.
Posted does get SRG. Maybe this op is working just enough for Posted, but I don't think so. Shoko does back away from this mid site, and Gatu has always been sitting in this mid spot, just having so much info on mid, so much space gathered. And here Shoko knows that they are coming here. Shoko goes down, late registration, and Zion got two, leaving it to be a 3v3 again. This is going to be a little rough. Posted does drop the operator for a Phantom. Here comes the drone from late registration. Does he see all three? He might have seen all three. This should be generally enough info for it. Posted gets late registration. Toaster is low on 1 HP. Stuck in this site. Manchester gets away a little bit. Toaster gets Zion, but Posted gets the Toaster. Angels against Gilly, and Posted with 4 to win the round. Bringing this closer and closer.
Yeah, they were able to finally shut down this mid lurk on Got2, and they were able to just keep a pack mentality on the retake, be able to trade off each other, swing off each other, and they were able to win it out.
Yeah, and again, like always, Posted has this operator. I'm pretty sure they had to buy it this time because they couldn't pick it up fast enough at mid. And now, kind of seeing how this can play out, Angelism's thing is a little buggy, but that's fine. And here we go into the last round of the first half here on Sunset. Inky does play in the spot again, which is a little risky because he did die in the first 5 seconds, but we will see what happens. Will this be the right play? Trying to make any money possible. Inky teleports away after creating space. The clone does get shot, though. Posted does get got, too. Not able to work up enough. The Angelism does manage to get Gilly to at least even the odds. And now it looks like it's just Zion by himself on this B side and gets Toaster lacking. And now the entirety of Kuru are trying to come back to avenge Toaster. But too much info has been given. They know 2 is here. And it looks like late registration is starting to rotate out. I don't know if this worked play for Angel is working out, especially not when Inky is just sitting here. This could be a really bad 4. No, it's not. Infinite Zero. It is now a 3v3 once again. Here comes the run it back. The site has been cleared. There's still a tripwire to buy time. Angelism gets spammed a little bit. Late registration does make it on the site, but gets spammed through by Zion. The bomb is down. There's nothing to do. Zion uses the Hunter Sphere to get rid of Angelism for 3. It's up left to SRG in a 1v3 situation, but there's no time remaining. It's essentially over. Leaving 6-6. Zion getting him at 4. And suddenly, the first half is all even.
Yeah, clean round on the side of Infinite Zero. Great heads-up play from Zion to walk up B main, gets a free pick, and he's able to play his life. And then he wraps all the way to the A site, and is able to get 2 more. It seems like he's just everywhere at once.
Yeah, and it seemed whatever Infinite Zero talked about during their timeout is working really well. They've locked in. They've realized what they needed to do and are starting to pick it up. It was 2-6, and now it's up to 6-6 now. And now we look at the opposite side. All of Infinite Zero seem to be spread towards this A site with a majority of Kuru on B. See how this will play out. SRG does get spotted. Would they be able to get out? SRG is stuck in this corner now. Not taking any damage from the shot there, so he's able to live a little longer. Inky does manage to get SRG before taking damage from the shock dart. Oh my, what a shot from late registration hitting Inky. Look at Infinite Zero. They have the entire A site, but Shoko does go down for pushing out too much. Late registration does get a decent amount of info here. Late registration is moving, but still gets posted. And now, Kuru have gotten this pistol, and now they have taken back their lead that was once so far ahead in front of Infinite Zero.
Yeah, it's the Soba Dart by late registration that allows them to just ping out all the positions of these Infinite Zero players, and it made the retake really easy. Forced Infinite Zero to make a decision. They tried to fight towards that spawn area, and they just got crunched.
Yeah, and this hopefully shouldn't ruin the mentality of Infinite Zero, but it might be picking Kuru back up, realizing that, yes, they found a way at least to get around back. And here we are into this next round. All members of Infinite Zero are pushing up towards mid here, breaking market door instantly with this cage on mid. Does not manage to even get one. Posted manages to eliminate them before anything. And now Infinite Zero has a weapon somewhat. Posted goes down to the outlaw. Toaster gets another will they be able to do anything? This is really difficult for the side of Infinite. Gilly gets one, but Angelism gets another. Angelism with 3. It's a 1v3. Shoko has to clutch a 1v3 just to tie the score. Angelism goes to no-scope and gets 4.
Yeah, a little bit of a scrappy round there. I like the call to push into that market area, but the crossfire from Kuru is just way too good. Angelism is able to just clean up with that outlaw.
Yeah, and we didn't even see the buy of the outlaw because Angelism's thing is a little iffy, but you can't really do anything about it. And so now it looks like we're going to have Infinite Zero be buying up everything, but it looks like Zion's not able to buy an actual rifle except for just a Guardian. But we will see how that plays out. I don't think it'll make much of a difference. So here we are. Infinite Zero is pretty spread out. It seems both of the duelists are trying to make as much noise as possible, maybe just to bring them out, others away from their side. And it looks like it's working just a little bit. Got 2, does get Shoko though, so it's not really worth. And now they do have a weapon of sorts. And now Gilly is starting to make their way towards this A site, but it is the more stacked site. So this retake from Kuru would be devastating. Seems a little slow. There goes the paranoia from Gilly. Smokes off, but Gilly is stuck, but does manage to smoke off just a little bit. Will they be able to get on site? Yes, they will, but can they get the post plant? He does get hit. Actually, I don't think Inky got hit at all by that shock dart. Here comes the owl drone. What they spot posted. Inky does get one, but SRG does trade them out. It's now a 3v4. Zion has to do something with his Guardian. Not able to do a lot. Zion goes down, but it is now a 1v2. 1v1. Gilly versus Toaster. Can Gilly get this out? And Gilly whiffs! Toaster does manage to win it out for their team. Just not enough from Gilly.
Yeah.
Now, now Kuru have 3 rounds up ahead of Infinite Zero, and most likely a 4th because Infinite Zero don't have any money.
Yeah, it was a great retake on the side of Kuru. They were able to correctly guess the site, and they just waited for the rotates to come in on the side of Infinite Zero, and they were able to just cleanly retake it.
Yeah, and it seems that all of Infinite Zero are basically doing the same buy with all sheriffs and light shields. So we will see. Angelism, I think, had the operator. Yeah, they do have the operator because they went so crazy with the outlaw, thinking they can probably snipe even more, which they probably can. Zion does break one of these tripwires, but I don't think that matters a little too much. Infinite Zero are starting to slow down, but they do have just a little bit more space. But look at where Shoko is. SRG just gets shut down by Shoko, even though they have a rifle. Not a single shot. I don't know if they did get a shot off, but it didn't look like it. Nothing. Zion is up so far, but Angelism does miss a shot into Gilly. The one way, it legs Gilly, and now Gilly's left on 1 HP. Zion tries to push up even more, trying to get as much space as possible for this site. There's still 2 members of Infinite Zero not even on the site. They're both mid. Toaster gets 1. What is happening to Infinite Zero? It has become a 1v4 when it was a 5v4 in mere seconds. Shoko goes down. What happened to the side of Infinite Zero in the span of 5 seconds?
Yeah, this is just a case of one team playing like an actual team and the rest just playing like individuals. Infinite Zero swung out 1 by 1 and all got picked off in that backside.
Yeah, it probably seems like it, but now at least Infinite Zero do have money, but that was a devastating round. It did seem like it was going towards the side of Infinite Zero, but then they just got shut down. So now, what will Infinite Zero do? Looks like they are going to be playing a lot towards this A site. I wonder if they will play aggressive. It does seem like they're playing a little aggressive. And this A site has lost all its players defending it. There's only just one in CT, but they're not holding. And now the site has been taken over almost, but it's still not having the bomb down because Zion does not want to enter the site. He is afraid of what could happen. Look at so much space halved to the side of Infinite Zero, but the bomb is not down. God2 goes down, and the trip is also down. Posted gets another. Late registration does get Inky. The late registration also gets posted, tying up the numbers. But Shoko in with the flank. It's now 1v3. Just the op, but Angelism doesn't realize Shoko is right there.
It's a great activation on the lurk from Shoko.
Shoko just
drains
dropped
the
a
round
gun.
back after late registration, was able to get a collat there.
Shoko just dropped a gun. Shoko dropped the op, but no one was able to collect it, and now they had to spend more money just on another weapon.
A little bit of a mishap on the side of Infinite Zero.
Yeah, and here we are. I think Posted will be using the Blade Storm. Yep, there it is. And it looks like Infinite Zero are going to be trying to do that again in a different style, but even more aggressive with two ults here. The Dimensional Drift, getting as much info as they can. They see that the site is clearly open, but no info towards CT and towards mid. But this site has been taken. SRG pushes in with the run it back, but Inky shuts him down. And here we are. They don't know that GOT2 is behind them. This could be devastating for Infinite Zero. Inky did not see them. And Inky has their knife out. Toaster gets Gilly as well. Zion goes down as well. SRG gets posted. It's a 1v5 for Shoko again. Does get GOT2, but I don't think it matters because Angelism is still on the defense. Actually, no, that's late registration. Why does it say Angelism? Toaster goes down, but also Angelism finishes off Shoko, bringing the round to Kuru.
Yeah, GOT2 with these lurks again. He's been so good on activating on these late wraps. Infinite Zero just don't know how to deal with them.
Yes, they don't, in fact. And plus, I think most of these rounds have just been left to Shoko, not able to do much and just stuck in a situation where it's incredibly difficult to clutch. And so now, this is looking pretty bad for Infinite Zero. They do have a bit of money to buy weapons and all, but this is starting to be a little difficult. SRG does get a little posted up, and here's posted incoming. Gets full blinded and stuck and dead, but Inky teleports behind SRG and kills him. And now all the numbers are even once again, but Inky's stuck on one. Shoko goes down from Toaster, making it super difficult for Infinite Zero to even have any hope to winning this round. And now they have to play slow here. Left with not a lot of choices, stuck in between mid, making a decision. Looks like they are going to be heading towards this B site. Not a lot to do because GOT2 is still here. Let's see what happened. GOT2 is starting to back away, thinking it's towards the A site because I think they might hear it, but no, GOT2's still there, holding B main. There comes the Sova Dart and the Owl Drone. Now look at Angelism does get Inky. And now it's just a 2v4 for the side of Infinite Zero. There's only one on the site. Zion gets GOT2, making it 2v3, but both players on Infinite Zero are low HP. Can they clutch this out? Zion does a fake plant, but is stuck in default and goes down. It's just left to Zion, and Gilly on 1 HP does not do anything. And Toaster ends the round with 3, bringing it to 7-12. With Kuru just 1 away from closing out the match.
Yeah, the util just too good there from Kuru. They're able to stuff out the early A hit and then kill the guys in mid. And then eventually they're able to paranoia combo with the stun, neon stun. And there's just nothing for Infinite Zero to do as we see a timeout come out here on the side of Infinite Zero. One last time to try and bring this round back.
Now, last time that Infinite Zero used their timeout, they were able to come back and win 4 rounds in a row. Can they do it again and bring this game to overtime? We will be able to see. Hopefully, they can at least bring something out because it seems they were the favorites to win. And I think some of the fans, they want Infinite Zero to win. They want to see Infinite Zero to come back. But I just don't think it will be enough.
Yeah, on the side of Infinite Zero, they're one off of the Omen ult, one off the Cypher ult. So they might be trying to play an orb, see if they could get a pick and get some info on these Kuru players who love to default. They're not willing to give up any sort of map control. They're down to just retake the sites, but it's going to be very tough for Infinite Zero to get back into this, especially on a broken buy.
Yeah, and look at Infinite Zero. They are all pushing towards this A site. All 5 players doing something towards this A site together. And this A site has been given up super easily. But we've seen so far that Kuru have been able to retake sites so easily. And right now, the bomb hasn't even gone down. Shoko goes down, leaving a 4v5 for Infinite Zero. And look at this. Oh my god. Gato gets 3, but goes down to Gilly. Gilly has to 1v2 this in order to save Infinite Zero and not lose the match. It's all onto Gilly's hands. Can they clutch up? They're making so much noise. And from the shadows towards the B site. It looks like they are going to commit and plant the bomb. Now, with so much space left, they can basically play anywhere, making Kuru have to re-clear everything now. They both mark it. Gilly can get both of them right now, and they line up! Gilly with 3 for the clutch! For saving Infinite Zero.
You saw that late registration was aware of a possible rewrap through Boba, but it was just a good timing from Gilly.
Yeah. And now this is looking a little bit better for the side of Infinite Zero. Look at Kuru's buy. This is looking really rough. Inky buying an Odin? What in the world is happening? And here we go. Looks like Infinite Zero are going to be doing the same play again. And SRG is going to be able to stall them just a little bit to buy time for his team to rotate. But I don't think it will be enough to help. SRG is stuck onto the site. Nothing left to do. Inky does get SRG, but Toaster gets Gilly. Zion takes Angels, but Inky gets the late registration. Becoming a 4v2. Inky left on 1 HP, does get teleported to Elbow. It's now a 1v4 for Toaster. And Toaster clutches up, and no! Inky spams! This Odin kind of saved this round for Infinite Zero, just a little bit, spamming through any smoke possible at every angle.
Yeah, the power of the Odin shines through there. Little bit of a cheat code. The spray is able to get bail Inky out of a possible death situation, as he's just able to walk through that smoke and get one. And get out.
Yeah, and now this is looking a little rough for Kuru. Now they need to break this momentum by actually having to end this game. There's 3 towards this B site. All 5 players are now heading towards this B site, actually. And now Angelism does get spotted. They know that Angelism is the only one there. And Inky clears the entire site knowing it's only Angelism. Inky does get out of the ult, but Posted does get Angelism. Inky does manage to get out. The site is free. What is Gilly doing? Does manage to get SRG, but Toaster kills them, but Zion's able to trade them out. It is now a 4v2 for Infinite Zero. and it looks like Kuru are going to save their rifles for this next round. And suddenly, we come even closer to OT.
Yeah, great exec from on the side of Infinite Zero. I like the call to push into that market space. Gilheat's TPing on the box, was able to get one goes huge there, and it really seals the round. And Kuru with no choice but to save.
I think that TP from Gilly was a very unexpected variable, especially when thinking of anything. When it's the final round, Gilly does an unexpected play, doing what would be kind of a dumb play, but it pays off in the end. And now we're just suddenly 2 rounds away from overtime. Can Infinite Zero bring this all the way back and try to just win the rest of this map? We will see. This Odin is still here, but why does it say he has no shield? I don't know. Oh, he has a little bit of shield because he got hurt a little bit, but here comes the Hunter's Fury from Zion, not seeing a single soul here. And Kuru now know that this is committing towards A, but all of Infinite Zero except Posted are going towards the B site. Posted does get one, but SRG trades him out. But the entire B site is clear. They get the bomb down for free. And now Kuru have to take so much time to rotate all the way back. Here comes Angelism with the ult. It gets shut down by Gilly. Late registration gets 3! Leaving it a 1v2 for Zion. And here comes the run it back. Can Zion clutch this out for Infinite Zero? And no! Late registration with 4 to end the match. Kuru have won this game.
Yeah, just that last round there, looked like Infinite Zero were giving Kuru a taste of their own medicine. They leave that insert onto the elbow space, and they're able to just go back into B. They pull the rotates. They realize that Kuru were just willing to sit back and play retake on A. And so they get back into that B, but late registration, the IGL of this team decides he's just going to put the team on his back and close it out for them here on Sunset, giving them the series 2-0.
All right. Yes, I agree. Those plays were really interesting because now that's devastating for Infinite Zero. They were dominating. They were 2-0 into this game. They won their previous 2 matches, but into going this, they get dominated from Kuru in a 2-0 fashion. And now I believe both teams are 2-1 now, letting us believe who is now number 1. I feel like Infinite Zero have been dropped down lower in their standing.
Yeah, if we're looking at it, it looks like Kuru with that dominating win should move up to the top of the standings in our Group B here.
Yeah, and honestly, that was really good. That was definitely late registration's time to shine, to come out and win out the game. That 4K to clean up the rest of Infinite Zero. And honestly, I could not think of a better way to end that match. Definitely a very beautiful way to end it off. And with that being said, it's time to announce our MVP, which I do believe is Toaster. We're still waiting if he wants the interview or not. And here are the stats. We do see 23-14 posted, but it wasn't enough against Toaster's 21-16 and Angelism's 20-13. I'd have to say that after Angelism came back on round 3, they were dominating the entirety of Infinite Zero.
Absolutely. I thought the calling of both sides was amazing. We got to really see 2 great minds of Valorant go at it today, but unfortunately or fortunately, if you're out, depending on what team you support, Kuru was able to pull it out here.
Yeah, much to the disappointment of the 26 people, the 70% of viewers that were wanting Infinite Zero to win the entire thing, but at least there's 30% of people that were happy because Kuru just destroyed them. And I believe we now will be interviewing Toast. Hello, Toaster.
Yo, what's good?
How do you feel after clutching a win against Infinite Zero?
I mean, I was crazy. We came in as the underdog, and we showed up on top. Like 2 weeks before this, we lost first game. Angel came back from a trip, and then we didn't have Gatu. We had a sub, and now we went against the best team in the league. And yeah, I mean, it was a crazy match too. Like we went down. We had a lot of ups and downs, but we came back on top. Like on Sunset, it was 6-6. We started off 6-2, and then fell off a bit, but we came back. That's my thoughts.
Nice. And honestly, I want to know what your thought process was once you hit 12, they started to come back a little bit. What were some of your thoughts that started to occur when they made it to 10 even?
Like we weren't playing retake properly. Like a lot of us kept on dying before retake happened, but we made the adjustment. All like group up, play our ults for retake, and then once we all like Nate had that crazy 4K, and that's the adjustment we made.
Yeah, speaking of Nate, we saw an IGLing masterclass from Nate, especially on that attacking half of Sunset. Talk me through what it's like working with an IGL who's so good in that mid rounding.
I mean, he's just the GOAT. He just tells us, gives us perfect predictions, like what to hit, like where's the op. He guessed like every round where the op was too. Like that was crazy. And it's great working with him.
All right, Ender, do you have any more questions for Toaster or?
I think I'm all good. Congratulations on the win. I do actually have one more question for you. If there is one team you want to face in Devour, who would you want to see?
Raisu, because Asterix is garbage.
Ooh, little toxicity.
I mean, like
nice.
guys
are
competition. Like, I mean, they just got upragged by a toddler. I don't know if they.
All right. Well, but before we send you off, is there anyone you want to thank on your team?
The entire team. Yeah, we were struggling first game, but we made the adjustment. Like we got Gatu. Coach Caden's always there, even though he doesn't have a mic. We have Angel. He's talking. He's like shit. And then like Elson always there. Like like the only person in the chat saying anything. And then we got Nate, SIGL, and we got SRG. So like that's flexed.
Very, very nice. And I believe that is all we have for you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you and for playing so well as the match MVP. And we hope to see you dominate in your next game if you do keep up this.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Alrighty, that is the end of that match of Kuru versus Infinite Zero. Kuru winning 2-0 dominant fashion, as much to the dismay of most of the fans of Infinite Zero. They must be feeling pretty hurt. That's all I have to say. Ender, do you got anything else?
I'm glad that we got to watch some great Valorant today. Saw two heavyweights go at it, but Kuru just looked like clearly the better team today. I think they're a force to be reckoned with going forward in this league.
Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been fun with you, Ender. It's great casting, and this is your first time. You did it really well. And thank you all for tuning in. We will see you all next time in our next game, which I don't know when is. Friday
for dismissed games. You guys can come watch me stomp this next time.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you want to join Empress and to compete like how we just saw earlier, do !Discord, join up, If you want to be a player, you can either sub, make a team for next season, or just be even a staff member, cast, observer. We'd always love more people. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you all next time. Peace.
We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Best dressed in a rave like got one. Nah, I ain't got a wife, but I want one. Pink sweets and a dance might pop one. Aye, this one loud is kicking. That one's fine like parking tickets. Chatter up like what's your digits? Off the goose, forgot my lyrics. Getting silly at the function. 2 pints of beer and my brain can't function. Drive fast, don't stop at the junction. It's P, I don't need introduction. Yo, they already know what I'm on. Won't slow down, but I just carry on. I make tunes for the gal and tunes for the dons. We make it pop off every single time that we're on. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some. We make it bang like shotgun. Bottles on tap, let me pop one. We make it bang like shotgun. And if you want lyrics, I got some.
Would you be fine if I leave by the time the sun is out? I cannot need a better show, I will be fine. Just let me go.
pretend